little. It's really a game of I think, adjustments at the half, Joe. Who's going to come on fire in the second one?
Real quick, Jonathan Medina on the sideline. Your thoughts of the first half? Well, he's making his way up through the crowd. So what we'll do, we're going to keep it right here on Digital 4.2, and this is the Sherryland High School Marching Band. Back here at Harlingen's Bogus Stadium, Joe Bowling, Aaron Signs, Jonathan Medina is probably getting warm, but at halftime we've had the performance of the marching bands as they're out here on the field. 17-14 score. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, give you a little statistic or two about this ball game, and then let you see the band as they perform. This is high school football on digital subchannel 4.2 in conjunction with Harlingen CISD. Back here at Bogus Stadium, halftime continues. 17-14 the score. Cardinals lead the Rattlers.
country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
As we continue with halftime, still 14 minutes before the second half is officially set to begin. We'll take a break. 17-14 the score. Harlingen Cardinals leading the Sherryland Rattlers. This is high school football on digital subchannel 4.2, valleycentral.com, and CISD. Back here at halftime at Bogus Stadium in Harlingen. It's a cold Saturday afternoon, but as the teams are in the halftime locker room, Harlingen leading Sherryland 17-14. Aaron Sines, talk about what perhaps these coaches are going over right now. Is this adjustment time, or is this stick to game plan time?
Yeah, I tell you what, I was trying to think about that myself here a few seconds ago, and I don't know. You know, I think that there's not a whole lot of adjustment to do. I mean, both teams are pretty evenly matched right now. They're both moving the ball. I think if it's an adjustment on Sherryland's side, it's finding a way to score, because, you know, they moved it down 3 times into scoring position and just have not been able to capitalize. And I think if you're Harlingen's defense, you're excited at the fact that you stopped them. I think if you're Harlingen on their side, as far as adjustments goes, I think you want to try to stop Sherryland further back and don't let them get as many yards. But, I mean, really, both teams are doing some good things here, Joe.
Talk about the difference of the Harlingen Cardinals offense. Brandon Garza, 16 of 24 for 198 in the first half, but first quarter to second quarter, wind made a big difference.
Wind, I think, is a huge factor in tonight's game. I mean, you saw him in the second quarter. Once he had the wind at his back, he was really able to stretch the field. And so the difference is that he can make those 30, 40-yard completions now to receivers that are finding a way to get open, which I'm impressed with, given the talent that Sherryland has in that secondary. So wind has a huge part to do in this game. Doesn't affect Sherryland as much because Madden is doing a good job with that option right now.
Talk about the wind. Lance Madden in the first quarter was 7 of 8 in the passing game. In the second quarter, 3 of 9 for less than 10 total yards in the second quarter. So, and on the flip side, Brandon Guard's a mirror image of that. So wind playing a huge factor in this. So therefore, second half, is it going to come down to who's got the wind at their back?
It could come down to who has the wind at their back and who has the ball at the very end, too. I think maybe Harlingen maybe wants to see if they can get some running game going. And I'm talking about a true running game, Joe. I'm talking about maybe getting 1 or 2 running backs that are actually able to control the game clock and get it upfield here. They've been doing that really with their wide receivers. And so maybe an adjustment would be for Harlingen to try to keep the ball on the ground with a couple of running backs.
Cardinals with 46 yards on the ground in the first half, 10 carries. 46 yards. That's better than 4.5. It's better than 4.5 yards a carry. 198 in the air for 244 total offense. Sherryland mixing it up. 120 on the ground, 93 in the air. So if you're going to mix and match it, well, Sherryland made the adjustment of, all right, the passing game doesn't work, but the running game will. Cardinals may need to do a similar adjustment. That's Aaron Sines. I'm Joe Bowling. We'll take a break at halftime. Still 9:27 to go. We'll be back. Get you set for the second half of this one. 17-14 the score. Cardinals lead the Rattlers on digital subchannel 4.2, valleycentral.com in conjunction with CISD. Back here at Bogus Stadium in Harlingen. Thanks again for keeping up with the high school playoffs here with on digital subchannel 4.2. Joe Bowling, Aaron Sines. Jonathan Medina is somewhere down there in the mix as he was on the sideline for the entire first half. And if I were he, I would be getting warm someplace. So chances are that's what he's doing. Aaron Sines, though, on my side, we've been scratching our head trying to figure out what is there that can be isolated to say, okay, if this happens, then you're going to win in the second half. It may be if this happens, you're going to lose in the second half.
I think we just talked about it here just a moment ago, Joe, in that a turnover. And we saw that in the first quarter. We saw a turnover early on when Sherlin was able to cause the quarterback to fumble the ball and was able to walk into the end zone pretty much. So I think you're looking at turnover. I think you're looking at attrition. I think you're looking at just who outlasts the other here in the second half.
Now we take a look at these two football teams in the halftime locker room, and let's bring coaching and home field advantage into the mix. And Manny Gomez I don't know if there's any better making, if there is adjustments to make, or just flat out getting your kids fired up to come back out and play some inspired football.
Oh, definitely. I think that, of course, that Manny Gomez is always up for the task, and talk about adjustments. I mean, really what you do here is in the locker room is you look at your first half and you ask what's working, what's not, and then possibly what's a new wrinkle we can throw in that maybe may catch them off guard a little bit. So this is going to be really, in my opinion, a coaching battle in the second half, Joe. It's who can make the right and the next chess move that is going to make a big difference.
And again, it could come down to one critical turnover and who's going to be able to force that turnover, not necessarily who's going to give it up, but who's going to force the turnover. By the way, these defenses are hitting hard.
Yes.
Talk about that too, Aaron Signs. A cold afternoon, and the hits get harder and harder after you've received a couple of them as we get set into this second half.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, in the first half, I think the biggest hits have come from the Sharyland side. I mean, really, you've seen some major, number 7, Sean Landez. We've seen him separate the football from the football player a couple times in the first half, Joe, and just coming across the field from that safety position. And really, those hits have been a hallmark of that Sharyland defense here in the first half. Now, here's the deal. I'm waiting because I know it's going to happen, because it always does. Harlingen usually has a big hit or two in a game that causes a turnover. We haven't seen that yet from Harlingen. They usually come out and do it in the first series. They'll punch someone in the mouth. That football rolls out. Waiting to see that from them. That's possible.
And the only other game that this Sharyland team was truly tested by a defense was against Edinburgh North, which also brought the big hits. And that was a 4-turnover ball game for the Sharyland Rattlers, and who have taken care of the ball. And how about the job, though, of, let's talk quarterbacks first. Brandon Garza, Harlingen Cardinals. They coughed it up first drive. Since then, outscore the Rattlers 17-7 in the air and with his feet enough to keep this offense going.
Yeah, Brandon got aside. I mean, really, even that first turnover, you had to look at it. It was a blindside sack from behind. I mean, he didn't even see that coming. And so that, to me, was an offensive line miscue there. Other than that, he has protected that football. He's taken care of it. He's been very careful with his passes, what passes he chooses to make. And he's also... we saw him a few weeks ago here where he was the primary running back. He's not doing that so much today. He's really just sitting back there, handing it off or hitting people from the pocket.
Lance Madden on the flip side for the Sharyland Rattlers. 10 of 17, 93 yards. With the running game, though, 7 carries, 18 yards. 18 doesn't sound like a lot, but you better account for where he's at.
Well, I tell you what Madden does is he's able to elude oncoming defenders, people that would be sackers, able to sack him in the backfield. And what that does is allows the receivers to run around for a while and get open. It becomes pretty much like playground football. And those receivers are some big receivers, Joe. I stood on the sideline with him a few weeks ago, and some of those guys are over 6 foot. They're 6'2", 6'3". So if he can scramble, get some time, receivers could get open.
Madden, by the way, completing 10 passes, 6 different receivers in the mix. Sean Landez has 2 catches for 37 yards, and perhaps Sean Landez was the player of the half for the Sharyland Rattlers. The 2 catches, 37 yards, 2 carries, 42 yards, the return field goal that nearly went to the house, and obviously the big hit. So one guy to account for, number 7. Where is he? Who's got him?
Yeah, I tell you what, we saw him on the defense. He actually returned that field and comes right back and busts about a 30-yard run. And, they've been utilizing him in all different ways, and he doesn't show any signs of slowing down. So watch out for Landez, number 7, in that second half.
On the flip side, Brandon Garza also has completed passes to 6 different receivers. Steven Goska leads away in receptions with 5. Behind him, C.J. Gallegos has 3, but of his 3, 82 yards, all of them biggies, 25, 39, 18 yards, circus-type catches as well.
I tell you what, it's been impressive to watch him. I mean, that one-handed grab was impressive, Joe. I mean, you don't see that too often. And so, definitely the players are showing up to play tonight. This has been a well-rounded first half, Joe. I'm looking for it to continue into the second.
As the Cardinals have already made their way onto the football field, they're warming up literally on a Saturday like this. It is warming up, trying to get warm for the second half. To the left end zone, and now to the right side with 1:29 before the second half kickoff. The Sharyland Rattlers are making their way on the field. We talked about it, Aaron Signs, prior to the game. We wanted to take a look at the just outright mannerisms of these football teams and try to gauge something. I saw nothing that would tell me I expect this or this from either team.
No, I mean, they've pretty much held to, I think, their routine here. Harlingen usually comes out, and they're kind of an excited group, because Coach Gomez is an excited type of head coach here, and he gets them riled up, but it's been controlled as well. Sherryland kind of comes out here. They're not too quiet, but they're not too loud either. It just seems like two teams coming to work, to be honest with you, and I don't know. I can't read too much emotion from either of them right now.
10-1 are the Harlingen Cardinals, and the one loss comes to a football team that we've already talked about it. They were good, Aaron Sines, but I'm not sure anyone circled just how good they were and now are. And so how much, even though it was a 12-point loss, Harlingen's game against that San Antonio Johnson team was huge the way it came out.
Well, Johnson ended up playing one of the toughest districts in San Antonio area. Then Johnson comes out 2 weeks ago, and they knock out Smithson Valley, who was undefeated, top 10 in the state at that time ranked. Okay, and then they knock off Brandeis last night, who was also another favorite team. And so Johnson has kind of shown throughout the year. They didn't end at the top of the district. They ended up losing a couple games, but Johnson has really showed that they have been a team that has a very high talent base. And guess what? Harlingen has to look at themselves and say, hey, we hung with a very good team who's knocked off two huge contenders in this playoff already. And so that's got to do something for the confidence of the Harlingen Cardinals.
And they hung with them on the road, which
Yes,
is another
that's right.
tough place to go win a ball game. So they did that. And then if you look ahead to who they know they have to play, the winner of this ball game will get San Antonio Madison, who beat the Cardinals 2 years ago. It seems like 10 years ago. Beat them just 2 years ago in that run. Have also beaten the Sherryland Rattlers last year. But Madison, only team this season to beat San Antonio Steel.
Yeah.
But they've got a loss in their schedule as well. Happens to be against San Antonio Johnson, an 11-point game. So if you start putting it on the scales, Cardinals, Madison, even, hey, equal comparison right there.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's just exciting. And you know what? We talked about earlier what Madison means to either of these teams. And, of course, on the Harlingen side, we see a direct correlation just because they're connected with Johnson from early on in the season. So that connection continues to go on through these playoffs here. Now, Sherryland comes out, and they're fresh off of Madison. I mean, they're talking about a year ago they faced them and were beat by Madison. And so Madison, we know for sure, is the next stop on the playoff tour for either of these teams, and they both want a piece, Joe.
Well, they both want a piece, and they both know that when they get to that football game, they're going to face some athletes,
Yes.
some sheer athletes that can make plays. But in this case, as I keep watching these Rio Grande Valley teams that start to move their way up the ladder further and further, more and more athletes are starting to be developed by these coaches who understand. I've got the heart, I've got the spirit, I've got the fight, and in a lot of cases I've got the strength. Do I have the athleticism to match it? And it's starting to show. We're getting more and more just sheer playmakers for these football teams.
Well, usually you look at a playoff team, and I'm always first to say, you have to have one or two stars that are really going to be your key marquee players that are going to get you far. Well, Harlingen and Sherryland both are showing tonight that they can do it with a handful of guys. So you're seeing this ball spread around on offense. You're seeing athleticism at different positions, and so that really helps out as you get further because especially when injuries come into play or just the long season starts to take a toll, you need to have that depth, and both teams show up tonight, and they've got some depth as far as athletes go on their team.
By the way, last year the Harlingen Cardinals bowed out of the playoffs at the hands of the Sherryland Rattlers. So I keep calling it in the background, this payback tour, if you will, of the Harlingen Cardinals. This is definitely one that is there. But don't kid yourself that Madison, there will be no lack of opportunity for Coach Manny Gomez to fire his kids up to go up against San Antonio Madison.
Oh, that's exactly right. You know what? This game reminds me a lot of a couple years ago when Harlingen was playing Stevens up in Kingsville, cold weather, and that game came down to overtime, Joe. Could we say too early that we may end up there if things continue the way they've been going?
It could happen. All right, the Rattlers will have the wind at their back to start this second half of play. I saw that Jonathan made his way back on the sideline, so we'll get a chime in from him. High kickoff by the Harlingen Cardinals. This is returnable out across the 20 in a hurry to the 30 for the Rattlers. Sideline opening kickoff second half, and it's going to go a long way down the sideline inside the 30-yard line. Rattlers of Sherryland. Daniel Morales nearly took it all the way.
Well, if it wasn't for number 28, Yellerson Castillo, who's kind of playing that safety plug in the very back, this would have gone the whole way. Just excellent blocking up front. Look at number 16 right here. He's going to come and throw a great block there for the Sherryland Rattlers. That's Christian Martinez. Almost sprung him for the long touchdown run back, but Yellerson Castillo, number 28, saving the touchdown.
And that was, once again, Daniel Morales on that return. So Sherryland will start deep in Harlingen territory to start this drive. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line after a penalty was enforced after the return. Rattlers out of a shotgun formation. And let's check who the quarterback is. It's not Lance Madden. It's a running play by Brandon Garza. Direct snap to Garza. And he rumbles straight forward. A new wrinkle you talked about? How about Garza direct snap?
Yeah, you talk about Madden, and so they just take him out of the ball game. Garza comes in, runs the option play just like Madden would, but I'm looking on the field here, and Garza's got some size on him. I mean, he could be one of the tallest players on the field at this moment.
And now he stays in the ball game in the quarterback spot. So a new set for the Sherryland Rattlers. Garza runs it again, spins inside the 15, upended, lifted, and thrown backwards.
Big tackle there. I think that was number 3, Elijah De Leon. I mean, who kind of got underneath. He was helped out by a couple of his friends here. But watching this replay, he just spins right in the middle of the whole formation. Wow. That is Elijah De Leon. Look at that picture-perfect tackle.
He lifted him up and threw it down. Second down play coming up for the Sherryland Rattlers. They are inside the 10. Low snap. Garza rolls out, throws the ball, end zone, incompleted pass, and a penalty flag as Garza got hit after he threw the ball.
Penalty flag, and Garza is down on the field. He's holding something there, number 20 for the Sherryland Rattlers. This time, I figured they're going to put Garza in. He's just going to run the ball. He actually went to the air on that one, Joe.
Ray Marino came in on that hit. There was also a second Cardinal player back there, but that's a penalty against the Harlingen Cardinals, a personal foul, half the distance to the goal line coming up. Now, Lance Madden, we saw him go down a couple of times in the first half.
Yeah, I saw Lance Madden. When 20 went down here, Garza went down. Madden was actually coming onto the field. So I know he's good to go. For some reason, they just chose to go with Garza.
They're keeping Garza in. So, yeah, this is not the Cardinals with a football. This is Sherryland, and it is Brandon Garza at the quarterback spot. Out of the shotgun. From the 9, he'll take the snap. He'll run it himself right side. Hit, taken down. They got him for 2 plays. Now the Cardinals have adjusted to the new quarterback in the game.
Yeah, Raymond on number 24 and number 2, Gilbert Bermea there. He just tries to go to the outside, ran right into both of them actually, and just going to try to overpower them. But good tackling there, and he goes down.
Moreno on to contain, and Bermea to come in and make the stop. 2nd and goal for the Sherryland Rattlers. Garza runs it himself, hitting the backfield, and down he goes.
Well, Joe, we talked about 3 times they've been down into scoring territory. These Sherryland Rattlers have. 3 times they have been stopped. Could it be a 4th here as a 3rd down comes up for the Sherryland Rattlers?
It's going to be 3rd down. Brandon Garza started the second half at the quarterback spot for the Sherryland Rattlers. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 6. And they're letting this play clock run. There's 17 seconds. Looking to the sideline for this critical play coming in on this play. 2 backs in the backfield behind Brandon Garza for the Sherryland Rattlers. Garza hands it off. Landez. Hit, stuck, down he goes at the 6. 4th down coming up.
Gilbert Bermea, number 2, number 82 as well for the Harlingen Cardinals. That's Adrian Lopez there on the stop. Brings up a 4th down now. We're down to the 9-minute 27 mark here in the 3rd quarter. 4th and 7 coming up. The field goal unit is on the field.
And the guy kicking the field goal for the Sherryland Rattlers is Eric Izagiri. Izagiri has just 3 field goals on the season, one of those from 50 yards away. From the left hash mark, good spot, kick away, plenty of leg. Help of the win, not needed, but it got through. We're tied again.
17-7 goes the ball game. You know what? I'm just really interested in this whole move here, Joe. I'm still trying to figure it out. They put in a new guy, Brandon Garza, number 20. I figured they're going to come out the 3rd quarter, win at their back. They're going to want to throw this football. They come out with a new wrinkle here. Brandon Garza, to me, it seems like he's really a running quarterback as well. I don't know what they're thinking, but guess what? They have 3 points on the board.
Jonathan Medina on the sideline down there. Got to see that drive by the Sherryland Rattlers. What was the feel with a new quarterback in there?
Well, it looked like everyone was trying to figure out what was Garza going to be doing, but it looked like the Cardinals figured out as they went run, and they were able to stop it at the end.
Tie ball game at 17 apiece. Is it getting any warmer down there, Jonathan, on the sideline for the second half?
It has not gotten any warmer. In fact, I would say it feels a little bit colder, as I think the wind has picked up just a little bit. So, the wind could affect the balls that are going into the air here in the second half.
The wind directly out of the north at the backs of the Sharyland Rattlers, who will be kicking off. Man, that's a trooper down there on the sidelines, roaming them back and forth in the cold here at Bogus Stadium in Harlingen on this Saturday afternoon. By next Saturday, we'll probably be in the 80s.
Yeah, no, in the valley, that's right.
Rattlers to kick it off. I would think that any possession in this second half with the wind at your back that results in less than 7 points, you look back and wish you had a chance to get it over again. They got 3 out of that one. Cardinals, this is a returnable kick. They'll bring it out down the right sideline to the 20-yard line, out across the 35, and a big return for the Cardinals into Sharyland territory, down to the 40 and inside the 40 for the Cardinals. That's Fidencio Gonzalez.
2 big returns back-to-back. This time, number 16 for Sharyland. That's going to be Christian Martinez. He was just trailing all along here the sideline. You'll watch him. He's going to make first contact way back here at the 30-yard line. He's still with him at the 40-yard line. He's going to follow him all the way into Sharyland territory and finally gets the initial stop there, the final stop, after making the initial contact way back on the other side of the field. So big run there by Fidencio Gonzalez.
So the Harlingen Cardinals send their offense onto the field, and Brandon Garza and company, in this case, this Brandon Garza, will take over. First down, great field position to start the drive. 8:56 remains in the third quarter. Garza hands it off. Running play. They go right back to Gonzalez, as was the case with Landez in the first half. After a big return, Gonzalez gets a carry here.
I said a possible adjustment for the Harlingen Cardinals coming into the second half was to return to a true running game with a running back. And so Fidencio Gonzalez actually gets the first handoff here.
17-17 the score. Second down play, running play right side, that goes nowhere.
Yeah, number 14, René Medina, trying to get upfield there, but looks like number 42 for the Sharyland Rattlers. That's going to be Aaron Serna there to break it up. Replay here, trying to get up right on. That was number 71. That's that big nose guard we've been talking about tonight, this afternoon, Joe. That's 71, David Agallo, who caused that fumble early in that first quarter, been chasing down Brandon Garza. He's playing from the nose tackle position.
Third down play coming up for the Harlingen Cardinals. 7:57 remaining here in this third quarter. Tie game at 17 apiece. Garza to throw. Left side got a man caught inside the 20 as he goes back to Brandon Vasquez.
One of his favorite targets, Brandon Vasquez there. Catching a football, the ball, you could tell going into that wind doesn't have the zip on it. However, it has just enough to land in the bread basket of Vasquez as he is falling backwards, and they hook up for a first down.
16-yard gain to Vasquez on the catch in the red zone of the Harlingen Cardinals. Garza out of the shotgun, hands it off. Left side, big room inside the 10-yard line, and they go right back into the hands of René Medina.
And this time Medina goes left, and he finds some space. Just good blocking there. Good seal by number 78, Monty Medley, the left tackle, and allows him to break it up right off of that edge there. And falls forward is going to be a second down and a short one.
Short yardage situation for the Cardinals. They'll keep Medina in the backfield with Garza. Receivers either side of the field, handoff Medina. Dances inside and should get enough for a first down.
Well, when Harlingen wants to go this whole, they have a little power set, I call it, Joe, and what they'll do is they'll bring number 32, that's Keaton Omick. We haven't seen him on the field the first half. He's in the ball game now, and he serves like a fullback. So they're going back to kind of a true run game here to start this third quarter series, and it seems to be paying off.
They do mark him down, and forward progress not good if you're a Cardinal fan. Great if you're a Sharyland Rattler fan as they take it back to the 10-yard line. So third down coming up for the Harlingen Cardinals. Got to get inside the 8 for a first down. Garza on third down, hands it off. Gonzalez dives forward, got to the 7. That's a first down.
This is what you call smash mouth football, Joe. Just kind of line it up, have a couple running backs in the backfield, hand it off. So here's see Omick. He's the full back. He's going to take out the outside linebacker there, pushes him out, gives him just enough space to get up there for the first down.
First and goal, Harlingen Cardinals. Game tied at 17 apiece, and quickly we're down to 6 minutes and some change left here in this third quarter of play, which is going by in a hurry. Garza hands it off. Gonzalez tripped up. Down he goes.
Big tackle by number 51 for the Sharyland Rattlers here. That's going to be Rudy Tornero breaking through and grabbing that leg. Nowhere to go.
Loss of a couple on the play. Second and goal coming up. This is where the Cardinal defense stood tall against Sharyland on the opening drive of this second half. And now Sharyland's defense trying to stall this drive by the Harlingen Cardinals. Suddenly it's a change of complexion the way that these teams are running their offense. Ball control, running games. Running play this time. Jet sweep right side and room on the corner, but then it's quickly sealed up. Nice pursuit. Mark Rosales on the carry. Looked like he was going to get a bunch more than that.
Well, I'll tell you what, number 42, that's Aaron Serna, did an excellent job outside linebacker there. And what he did was he was able to get to the outside towards the sideline and create that wall on the outside where the running back could only run inside. Wide receiver converted running back. And so that's what you just call a good contain, Joe.
Third down coming up for the Harlingen Cardinals. 5:03 left here in the third quarter. Brandon Vasquez, Mark Rosales wide left. Garza out of the shotgun, shifts Gonzalez out of the backfield, swings a pass left side. Gonzalez tripped up, down he goes. Isolation, nice tackle made.
Yeah, Ryan Montalvo, number 3 for Sharyland Rattlers, does an excellent job. Big-time open field tackle right there. If he wouldn't have taken him, Gonzalez would have had a shot at the end zone as nobody was in front of him. But just chips him up with his left arm on that right leg and goes down.
That brings in Samuel Bazan for the Harlingen Cardinals. His chore. Connect on a 26-yard field goal into the teeth of a north wind. Good snap, good place. Kick is away, and it's got enough, and it finds its way through. Bazan, 2 for 3 now in the field goal department. None tougher than that right there.
I tell you what, that was right into the teeth of the wind of that north wind, like you said, Joe, and just did a good job keeping it right on line and just let the wind kind of do what it was going to do. But as long as he had the right trajectory, it was on, and it is now a 3-point ball game. 2017 Harlingen Cardinals go ahead of the Sharyland Rattlers.
Rattlers scored on their first possession. Cardinals retake the lead at 20-17. And as I was saying earlier, that anytime you've got a possession with the wind at your back and you come up with points less than 7, you wish you get them back. Any points you give up to the other team going against the wind, you're going to look back at those as well. So you got a little swing here by the Sharyland Rattlers.
Definitely do. And I tell you what, what's interesting to me right now, Joe, is that you have 2 prolific offenses, yet the last 3 scores have been field goals. Did we expect that coming into today's ballgame? I don't think so.
No, both field goal kickers, one had 3 on the season and the other had 5 on the season coming into this action. 4:12 remaining in the third quarter. 20-17 is your score. Harlingen Cardinals on top. They led 17-14 at the half. Each team has had the ball 1 time in the second half. Each team drove it down in the red zone inside the 10 and had to settle for a field goal. Sharyland should get good field position out of this return. We've had some near returns for kickoff touchdowns already in this game. Rolling kick, bounces over the initial return man, fielded back at the 20-yard line, out across the 30, 35, another big return. Midfield, Cardinal territory once again.
Sean Landes, number 7. We said watch out for this player in the second half, and sure enough, here he goes trying to break one up the field. Squib kick. It's initially fumbled by 2 different players, but Landes picks it up, and they will find some space up the left-hand side. And how about this, the kicker, number 85, Basan, tracking him down for the tackle.
Had to track him down. And I'd say this for Landes. His first gear is 5th gear passing gear. He fielded that ball. It was instantly on the fly. First down play coming up for the Sharyland Rattlers with 4:04 remaining here in the third. They want to throw. Brandon Garza gets rid of it. Overthrows his man by a long shot on the right side.
You know what? again, not knowing the whole strategy behind bringing Garza into the game, just watching him here on the field, I didn't see him taking reps before the game passing. Maybe that's just what I did not see. But you know what? He's coming out here trying to throw the ball, and if you don't have your touchdown, Joe, with a win like this, whether you're going against it or with it, it makes a difference.
Lance Madden is on the sidelines, and he was trying to get in the ball game earlier. You can see him over there right next to the coaching staff wanting in this ball game. Running play for the Rattlers. Inside the 45, down to the 43 goes Michael Gonzalez.
Michael Gonzalez hitting right up the middle there, finding some space. They've been running that little option to the outside. This time decides to go right up the gut. Good job by the offensive line pushing that defensive front out of the way and getting some good yards. They're down in 6 coming up.
5-yard gain for Michael Gonzalez. Already third down on this possession for the Sherryland Rattlers. 3rd and 5. Pass play, right side. Caught at the 40, Landez. That'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, he's going to be tackled quickly by Felix Reina. Good thing he got there. It's not going to be enough, Joe. He's going to be short. It's going to become another 4th down for the Rattlers.
Oh, they do,
yeah. They give him the spot, and he's well short as Reina was able to make the stop. Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress right about the 41-yard line. That's a good spot. 4th down.
4th down play. Rattlers going to go for it on 4th and 2. Now they'll look to the sideline. The play clock's at 17. Brandon Garza relays the play to the troops. Got the nod to start the quarterback in the second half. Man in motion. Garza going to run the option. Got a first down and inside the 35-yard line. Quarterback read, and he read it well.
I mean, if I'm Sherryland, I'm looking at Brandon Garza, number 20. I'm looking at the size of this young man here. I'm saying just let him run the ball. I mean, really, he's able to get up the field well. Look at him right here. He decides to keep it as number 3. Elijah De Leon was on the outside creating and contain. Slips it right up the middle. Easy first down there for Garza.
That was Adrian Vasquez that made the tackle, but he had to jump on and hold on for dear life to take him down. First down play. Garza, handoff, left side. Oh, a big hit as Gonzalez goes down.
Yeah, big hit. He's wrapped up first by number 24, the Cardinals, Ray Moreno. And then Marcus Garcia comes in number 90 to finish that off.
2nd down play coming up. That was no gain for the Sherryland Rattlers. Rattlers now with 253 in offense, 155 on the ground, 98 in the air. Have yet to complete a pass here in the second half. Brandon Garza, the quarterback, looks to throw. Steps up, gonna run. Right side, nice move. Down, spins inside the 25. That's another first down, and I'm like you. Call his number often if you're Sherryland.
Yeah, exactly. And really, it's up to him whether or not he calls his own number here. But if I was a coach, I'd say, hey, why don't you go ahead and run it a little bit more? Because number 20, Brandon Garza, he covers ground well. He's got some good size. He's not easy to bring down. Again, being effective.
Minute 35 to go here in the third quarter. Now they'll empty the backfield for Brandon Garza. Now keep a back there with him. On this 3rd down play, it's 3rd and 1. A lot of options here for Sherryland. Garza going to throw. Left side, caught, and a loss on the play.
What a play there by number 6, Felix Reina. He read that quickly as number 1, Loredo Guerra, the slot receiver there, just turned quickly, looked back at Garza expecting that pass. Reina just did a great job getting upfield. He just breaks down, aims at his lower body there, and just a perfect tackle. Loss of yardage. 4th
down, Rattlers going to go for it again. They're in field goal range. They're going to go for the first down. Under a minute left in the third quarter. Brandon Garza with 10 on the play clock. Takes a snap, drops back to throw. Here comes the blitz. Got rid of it, and it's caught at the 10-yard line. And a first down, and who else? Sean Landez.
Sean Landez was able to get behind a cornerback. I was watching the cornerback there, number 4, and he tripped on it, Joe. He was about to make a break to the ball. He tripped, could not get back in time, and the ball was just thrown in a perfect pocket there. And Brandon Garza making a good pass, good catch there by Landez. First down, Rattlers.
Circle that 4th down conversion for the Sherryland Rattlers. New set of downs, 1st and goal. 39.5 ticks left in this third quarter. Garza falls down. No gain.
No,
Lost a couple.
Yeah, trying to fake there to Landez again. Joe is coming around the end there. They're trying to get that ball in Landez's hands. And this time just slipped up a little bit and Garza went down.
Timeout on the field. Sherryland wants to talk. We'll take a timeout. 20-17. Cardinals lead the Rattlers on digital sub-channel 4.2, valleycentral.com, and CISD. back here on valleycentral.com as we are set to go here after the timeout. Sherryland Rattlers on 2nd down and goal from the 10-yard line of the Harlingen Cardinals. And a man in motion, they'll pass the ball. It's deflected, incomplete.
Number 90 for the Cardinals, that's Marcus Garcia, just jumped up, put his right hand up in the air, and was able to bat that ball down right at the defensive line, right on the line of scrimmage there. You're going to watch this replay. Watch, it just goes up vertical, left hand, bats it down.
Got it down there. So after the timeout, Rattlers went to the air and now face 3rd down. After converting on the 4th and 4, they're now 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line of Harlingen. 20 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Cardinals trying once again to bend, give up a few points, but not the big points. Garza rolls out right side, stops, delivers, incomplete, tipped away.
Hayden Flores, number 4, making a wonderful defensive play there as the receiver streaking across there. Garza was rolling right. He looks to throw with the receiver coming right here. Flores just puts right hand there, boom, knocks it out. Great play there by the cornerback.
Nice job, and for the Cardinal defense, another stand, another field goal opportunity coming up here for the Sherryland Rattlers. And suddenly these 2 field goal kickers for either team are going to double their amount of field goals on the season. The field goal up away, and it hits the upright and bounces. No good. With 11 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, Cardinals, with the assistance of a goalpost, get the stop.
Wow, what a huge mini victory, if you will, for the Harlingen Cardinal defense and special teams there. But really, the kick, it came off a little bit weird off his foot, right? We don't have a very good angle from here, but just hit that goalpost and was knocked down. No good.
So the Cardinals, now here's the scenario playing out. Lead by 3, 11 seconds from getting the wind at their back on their home field. How much more momentum do you need?
You know, if you would have asked me start of the second half, kind of looking at who would have advantages in the second half, you had to look at Harlingen Cardinals in the 4th quarter with the wind at their back. Knowing how well Garza did in the 2nd quarter, it has to make you feel good if you're a Harlingen Cardinal fan.
How did Harlingen get their hands on the football and wind at their back?
Wow.
In this football game. The opening kickoff and wind at their back. Shotgun formation, Brandon Garza. Handoff. Left side. Sweep by Vasquez. Up into down he goes. Big hit.
Big hit by number 3 there. That's going to be Ryan Montalvo coming there from the corner there and making a big stop on that running back. Tries to bounce it outside. That's Brandon Vasquez. We talked about those wide receivers going as running backs. There's Brandon Vasquez, wide receiver, turn running back.
4th quarter. Here we are. 20-17. Timeout. Back after this on Digital Subchannel 4.2, valleycentral.com, and CISD.
Jonathan.
How much? Back here, high school football, Bogus Stadium, and someone's communicating with our officials as we are set to go for the 4th quarter, my friends. 20-17 to score. Cardinals lead the Rattlers. Cardinal football. 2nd and 9 from their own 21. Brandon Garza wants to throw. Rushed out of the pocket. Has some room out across the 23, 24-yard line, and nice containment real quick by the Rattlers.
I tell you, that was just totally secondary there because the offensive line did a great job on pass protection, not letting anybody pick up the blitz well. The offensive tackle came back inside. Just didn't have anybody open downfield.
Gain of 4, 3rd and 6 coming up for the Cardinals. 5 receivers set, 3 right, 2 left. Garza, 18 of 26 in the air for 216 on the day. Looks to the sideline after the defense aligns. Gets the play to the troops with 10 on the play clock. Drops back, quick pass, right side. Caught, and a good recovery, but maybe a first down on second effort by Steven Goska.
Yeah, Gasco did a great job there. Number 15 was actually closing in to make that tackle. That's Justin Harris, but he slips. Actually gets blocked here. Tries to get back up. Wow, what an athletic play there. He goes to his hands, back to his feet. But Gasco just able to elude him. We're going to bring up a fourth down, though.
He didn't get the first down. How about that second effort?
Wow.
You don't see coaches preach it. Don't give up until the play's over. Even though you get knocked off your feet, he got right back up and ended up disrupting that just enough to now get his football team the ball back. Bazan back in punt formation. They had a bad snap in the first half. Bazan was able to get to it. He utilizes this rugby-style kick, gets it away. Watch out here. Landez, right side. Makes a nice move, makes another nice move, and now look out. Takes it left side, spins back, gives up more yardage, and he's going to get away from two more tacklers. This guy refuses to go down. That's a whole bunch of running for about 8-yard return.
Yeah, he was not going down. He was running in circles pretty much. But good job there by the Harlingen Cardinal punt team. Just broke down, kind of went across in a line and didn't let it get a field. Look at that. I mean, just back and forth
Got
and back
to the
and forth.
40 once, twice.
Wow. Almost tackled by his own guys right there.
He had two chances to get hit and then tries to get back to the 40-yard line a third time on the return and does. That's where it's spotted. 3 different times he ran from beyond the 40 back up to the 40. First down play for Sherryland. They keep Brandon Garza in at the quarterback. Running play left side. Couple yards, no more than that for Michael Gonzalez.
Tackled there by number 82. That's Adrian Lopez. Gets just a short yardage. So still going with Brandon Garza. I thought maybe we'd see Madden come back on. Nope, they're going to stay with him. Number 20 stays in at quarterback.
Jonathan Medina down on the sideline. Any idea about why Madden might be on the sideline?
I don't know why Madden's on the sideline, but talking to the Harlingen coaches, they really expect him to really just focus on the run, and they told their players to make sure they are focusing on the run and let the secondary players cover the secondary.
And they do there, and they drop him for a big guy. Now, and you know this coaching staff well, if they zone in on something, they will come at you with a vengeance.
Yeah, definitely. That blitz package will come hard. They're just going to have to focus in on the run, and so we know that from experience, from just watching this team, watching the way they coach. So that's why I'm wondering what's going on with Madden, because you're losing that passing ability with Madden off the field.
Garza now on third down. It's 3rd and 10 for the Sherryland Rattlers. 10-19 to go in the game. Cardinals leading, and I see Madden behind the sidelines warming up. And Brandon Garza tripped up and down he goes.
That's a big-time tackle there by a big-time playmaker for the Cardinals. That's number 36, Chris Munguia, doing an excellent job of getting back there in the backfield, disrupting, causing that punt. Now, here we go. Punting into the wind, Joe. This has a potential of not going very far. Could give Harlingen some pretty good field position.
4th and 14. You see him back there. You can see Madden warming up.
Yes, he is.
Continue to throw a football. See if you can spot anything that might tell you why he's not in the ballgame. Punting time for the Sherryland Rattlers. Good snap. Kick away. Nearly blocked. No one back there to return it. Takes a Rattler roll. And Harlingen takes over the 29. Each possession now taking time off the clock, and the Cardinal defense gets the job done on that drive.
Talk about an almost block. That's what was close to being blocked there on that punt there. But you know what? Able to get off a good one. I think a lot better than was expected. And so Harlingen definitely getting pumped up. That momentum starting to build a little bit. Sherryland definitely needs to get a stop if they're gonna have any chance, I think, of really riding this one out and getting back on the board here.
First down play for the Harlingen Cardinals. Wouldn't expect they would go conservative and try to milk the clock. 1st and 10 up by 3. Brandon Garza wants to throw. Right side, caught by Steven Gaska. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 34.
Very popular little pattern there for Gasca on the outside. Also, Brandon Vasquez likes to catch those footballs here. And he just a quick little 2-3 step drop. He looks right, just fires it out. And Gasca is it's up to him what he does after that.
Brandon Garza now 20 of 28 for 226. Gasca was 7 receptions, 41 yards for the leading receiver in receiving catches today. Garza going to run this time. Nice read. Right side, first down. Rumbles forward down to the 46.
Garza converted himself into a running back on that play and just did a great job because he read his blocks. So he looks design play. He's going to follow his right tackle up first. Tackle gives him a block. Then he's going to follow his receiver, number 13 out here, gives him a block. Gets downfield. Big run there for Garza.
Garza now with 7 carries for 38 yards, leads the team in rushing here on this ball game. 9 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter of play. Harlingen leading 20-17. Garza with an empty backfield. Long count, looks to throw again. Left side, Mark Rosales caught it, takes it out of bounds, settling for 6 there.
High efficiency passing game here by the Harlingen Cardinals, just looking for those little 2-3 yard passes and then let the receivers do the work from there, and that seems to be working well because Sharyland's defensive cornerbacks are giving a lot of space. They're giving them a lot of room. They don't want to get beat deep, so they're just going to take what's short for them.
That's 13 consecutive completed passes by Brandon Garza. We talked about how effective he was with the wind at his back. He's in that position now with 2nd and 3. Throws it again. Right side, Rosales. Caught it again. First down to the 35.
Will be a first down catch on that one. Yes, they're going to stop the clock, move the chains here. And so 8 minutes and 12 seconds, and we talked about playing conservative or going for a big. They're just taking these little 3-4 yards. They're keeping it in bounds, taking some time off the clock here, and Cardinals continue to march.
That can soften up some defenders, and then you can go for something deep. We know Garza has arm strength, and he also has some receivers that can go get the ball. Brandon Vasquez wide left. C.J. Gallegos out here on the right side. Garza on first down. Hands it off to Gallegos. Hit, down he goes.
Yeah, Gallegos tripped. As soon as he took that handoff, he just looked a little bit awkward there as he misstepped, and so didn't have his full head of steam here. He comes around, walks it, takes the handoff, and then right here you can see as soon as he makes his cut, his right foot drags on that turf, trips up a little bit, so he falls forward, gets right back to the line of scrimmage.
Port Isabel fans, your team up 33-7 against Orange Grove. Looks like they're moving on to a Friday night matchup against Livonia. Second down play here for the Harlingen Cardinals, trying to earn a date with Madison. Rattlers of Sharyland right here, fighting them toe-to-toe. Garza runs it up the middle. Lot of room. Foot race Garza. Inside the 5 and out of bounds. He stays on his feet to the 4.
What a run by Brandon Garza, getting off the left side there. We're going to watch this replay here. And basically his guard and tackle just stutter and then go upfield. Monty Magna, number 78, gives him a good seal on the outside. And he just runs following his blockers. We talked about that cushion that the defenders are giving the receivers. So they're playing 5, 10, 15 yards back. So Garza's got a lot of space to run on that outside.
31 yards on that carry. First and goal, Harlingen. Touchdown here would be big. Garza hands it off. Gonzalez hit. Thrown forward, nearly got in. No indication yet. Now there's a fumble, says the Sharyland Rattlers. No indication yet. Rattler recovered the fumble in the end zone. Touchback. What a change of complexion this game just took.
I'm interested, Jonathan, down on the field. I mean, you're right there on that goal line. Did you get a good look at that one?
I didn't get a good look. These Harlingen Cardinal players all looked confused because they thought they had the touchdown.
See if we actually got a replay on that one that we can take a look at. The first indication comes by a Cardinal who throws up a touchdown. Here's Gonzalez. Hit there. Looked like he was in there, and then the football comes out. Rattlers got it there. You can see that clearly. The Rattlers recovered it.
Yeah, number 51 for the Rattlers ended up with the ball. That's Rudy Tornero.
6:53 left in the ball game, and draw a big circle around that one when you script out the final play of this one. Garza back in at quarterback. Swings a pass left side. Nice move made by the receiver and out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Michael Gonzalez that time. That's a quick little hitter out there to him, his second catch of the day.
Yeah, he just kind of slips out of the backfield there, and he's got a full head of steam once he catches that well-thrown ball and just pushes off a defender that's coming in. Number 25 for Harlingen finally tracks him down.
Brandon Garza now 3 of 6 for 44 yards. Another short pass completed. Back up middle field, a big crunching hit delivered on Laredo Guerra there.
Talk about a hit. Marcus Garcia, number 90, just comes in. That receiver was coming on a little in route from the outside in, and Garcia was coming from the inside out, and they met together, and it was violent.
Talk about some toughness. Laredo Guerra just got up like that was nothing. Walked back, set up in formation, set to go again. Second down play. Rattlers to throw, screen pass. Caught by Londez. Look out here. 40 and more. Cross the field, and he's going to be gone. It's not Londez. It's down the right-hand side. That's a brand new receiver in the mix, his first catch of the day for the Sherryland Rattlers, and that's going to be Cesar Saenz. Where did he come from?
What a huge play there. And I'm going to just say that was an excellent play call. That was an excellent play call by Sherryland offensive coordinator there. He was using the aggression from Harlingen to get past him with just a huge screen. Everybody was gone. Everybody's upfield. He had all the blockers in the world.
Saenz on the completed pass to him. First down play for the Sherryland Rattlers. 5:54 left in the ball game. Rattlers, after recovering a fumble in their end zone, trying to put points on the board. Pass play, corner of the end zone, way overthrown.
Yeah, these little short passes have been good for Brandon Garcia because he's been very consistent on these. This time he tries to go for the end zone there, and of course trying to get that wide open. Elijah De Leon was the only defender in the area, but that ball was just a little bit overthrown. Not going to do it.
Brandon Garza, 5 of 8 for 90 yards. Only 2 turnovers thus far in this ball game. Both of them fumbles by the Harlingen Cardinals. First one led to the game's first 7 points. This one, Rattlers trying to put points on the board and retake the lead in the fourth quarter. Timeout called by the Harlingen Cardinals. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. No, we won't. We'll keep it right here. We've had too much trouble getting those back and forth. We're going to keep it right here. Aaron Saenz, we talked about it could come down to the game's next crucial turnover. Who would have thought it would have happened in the end zone?
Well, I mean, when you're talking about that, when you're talking about a running back who, once you get to that end zone, there's a lot that can happen because they're getting held up. Their offensive line is trying to push still, and so, no telling really what went on down there in the middle of that pile. But either way, Sherryland gets the call on that one. They have the turnover, and that is big for Harlingen because Harlingen was thinking, we're going to put this game away with this. And they're going to go up 10 points. All of a sudden, Sherryland's over here on the side. They're still down only 3 points. It's a total different ball game now.
And now the Rattlers, are you in 4-down territory here? You're at the 13-yard line, down 3.
I would say yes.
So you're going for touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
See what the Rattlers call after the Harlingen Cardinals call the timeout. That for the Cards is their first here in the second half. Each team with 2 remaining. Shotgun formation for Brandon Garza, the quarterback for the Sherryland Rattlers. Single back in the backfield, low snap. Looks to throw, runs, hit. Got through 1, 2, 3, but not the next 4. They stripped the football loose. Did they blow the play dead? That's the call. Yes.
They're going to say that he was down. And I'm going to say, there was 2, 3 defenders already on him, Joe. Watch this. So you're going to have Gilbert Medemea finally comes to hold him up here. And so he's forward progress right here about the 20. And he's back about the 24 finally when that ball pops out.
Not the first time that the officials have had the fire-breathing dragon of the Harlingen fans coming down on him for calling a play dead. Pass play, Garza. No, he runs it. Now he throws it, and it's caught by Landez. Makes a great move, and a touchdown as he dives in the end zone. Sean Landez with a highlight reel right there.
Felix Reyna came up to try to corral him on the inside. What I was interested on that play was, did Garza get across the line of scrimmage when he finally let that ball go? But looks he was about a yard behind that. So that is a good touchdown, folks. And Reyna again on the outside. Just an amazing move there by number 7 for the Rattlers. That's Sean Landez cutting back inside. And it just Superman dive into the end zone.
Extra point coming up for the Sherryland Rattlers. Buckle up. This one isn't over by any stretch. And this is a big extra point for Sherryland. Into the wind. Up 3. kick away and hits the upright again. No good. 3-point ball game. I told you that was a big extra point.
That was a massive extra point. I mean, yes, we had a score lead change here, but that's 6 points. And so really what that does is puts Harlingen just a field goal range out now from tying the ball game once again, 4:51. And we've got a tight ball game here at Bogus Stadium here in Harlingen, folks. And I tell you what, a lot has happened here in the last minute.
And in reality, perhaps it's fitting that this one would get to overtime.
Yes, I think, we had been looking forward to this game, and a lot of people have. And you know what, this is the way playoff football should be. I mean, it's a test of two teams that deserve to be here, and so they're going to fight it out.
Certain fans unable to make the trip for this ball game despite having bought tickets. They purchased them for a Friday night game. It was pushed to a Saturday afternoon affair. Fans that are here are going to be talking about the day we watched Sherryland and Harlingen in the cold battle it out in a second-round playoff ball game.
I'll tell you what, Jonathan, you're on the field. Is it misting down there? I mean, or is that just our view from up here?
No, there is a little bit of mist coming down. It's not really much. I don't think it's going to affect the game right here, but there is some mist coming down.
A little bit of moisture in the air, Joe.
Second time that we've had water in the last 2 days. Nothing like last night's deluge that hit this area. Jonathan, down there, you're able to get a sense of the urgency on the Cardinal side after that touchdown.
Well, it looks like from all the players, they are coming. They want to come out and fight for this game. So I'm not sure if there is a lot of urgency, but they're coming out ready to go right now.
First time the Cardinals have trailed here in the second half. 23-20 is your score. Sherryland Rattlers on a completed pass to Sean Landez. Landez now 5 catches, 87 yards today for the Sherryland Rattlers. And he caught that one from quarterback Brandon Garza, who is suddenly heating up in this game. Now, kickoff returns have certainly been exciting here today. See if the Cardinals can come up with one now. Get it outside. Oh, a huge hit delivered at the 11-yard line.
That is a big hit there, open field tackle that will stop a would-be possible big return here again. And so,
look at this hit. And a cold day, folks. That one will be felt on Monday.
Ryan Montalvo, number 3, tattooing the returner there and taking him down. We're going to be way back here at the 12-yard line. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Cardinals of Harlingen now reminding you fans they've got 2 timeouts remaining. All they need is a field goal to send this into overtime. Crowd on their feet in Harlingen on the Cardinal side. I don't think the Rattler fans have sat down to start this entire second half. 4:46 left in the ball game, in essence in the season of regulation play for somebody. Garza to throw. Looks, still looking, gets rid of it, caught, out of bounds, short gainer to Rosales. Again, how about that coverage?
Well, I tell you what, great coverage, really know where to go with the football. Now, we do have a flag on the play. The umpire threw that, so usually he throws that in the area of holding, Joe. This could be a big penalty against the Cardinals.
Now, after a quarterback gets that much time, you start wondering if that's the case. Holding Cardinals, that's going to take them back inside the 10.
Repeat first down.
And it will still be first down. And that time, is that the case where Garza just waited for something to develop too far downfield, and they were having success with the short passing game?
Yeah, they were, and I think, maybe this is the time where you have to decide, continue doing that or try to go big. And, trying to go big is going to take more time to develop, and that time just a little bit of holding happened there. So they're going to be pushed back way back. Wow, look at this, Joe. I mean, it's down at the 2-yard line.
Inside the 2. Garza on first down. You hold here at the safety. Garza out of the shotgun. Empty backfield. Will Sherryland gamble with some sort of a blitz out of this? 2 receivers left side, bunched up there. Garza with 10 on the play clock.
Timeout.
Timeout called.
The coaches are arguing something here on the field. I mean, is this ball being marked off right?
It should have been half. I thought it was half the distance to the goal line.
Right. Well, they were outside the 10, though, so they're on the 12.
So, yeah, that's true.
So 10 yards takes them back down to the 2. I think this timeout was taken more to talk to the official than actually.
What, Ron Adami is going over there. I mean, Coach Manny Gomez for Harlingen waited for an official to come to him. Ron Adami said, I see 4 of them. I'm going to get them all right now. And so you're right. both coaches doing what coaches do best when you got 4:39 left in your season. And that is making sure that your players on the sidelines know, hey, I'm on top of this. I got your back.
Exactly. Jonathan, can you hear anything down there?
I cannot hear it, but the main point of this timeout has been to talk with these officials. And Manny Gomez, he looks a little upset, but he doesn't look that upset, so I'm not sure where this call is going to be put. They're still discussing it now.
And either way, the coaches for the Sherryland Rattlers are trying to get their defense fired up, and now the players on the sideline equally active in trying to get the fans riled up, and they are responding. Now, will the Harlingen faithful respond as their team breaks out of the huddle? I would expect it. 23-20 is the score. Look back at the last couple of minutes of this ball game. Harlingen appearing to punch it in for a touchdown, fumbles it in the end zone with the lead. Sherryland turns that into points on a well-orchestrated, quick-hit drive, if you will, takes the lead, and now suddenly Cardinals backs against their wall, shadows of their own goalpost near their own end zone.
Oh, you're talking about just a huge shift in what could be. And so right now, I mean, if you're Harlingen, 1st and 20, 4 minutes left, you've got to get it out of this end zone. I mean, you've got to get away from a possible safety. You got to march it down. You got to get back up from against the wall here, Joe, if you're going to try to get downfield and make something happen.
I'll tell you what, of all the timeouts we had a chance to take, this was the one we could have got a full break in. 4:39 to go. And all that we just described, the fumble in the end zone, the missed chance at scoring points, Sherryland points, now this, in less than 2 minutes, that's all happened. 6:35 was when that fumble occurred. Garza now, after the timeout for the Harlingen Cardinals. Football spotted at his 6. Instead of the 2, it's out of the 6. Wants to throw from his own end zone. Looking. Goes deep ball right side. Caught by Gallegos again! At the 46-yard line, C.J. Gallegos. And how about that 46 in the air yard pass by Brandon Garza?
I mean, I'm watching this replay here. Brandon Garza is in the end zone, Joe. He is on the letters in the end zone. That's about 50 yards in the air. Perfect pass. Couldn't have been thrown any better. Right over the heads of 2 defenders. Big time play for Harlingen.
First down for the Harlingen Cardinals. No longer in the shadows of their end zone with 4:23 left in the ball game. Down 3. 23-20 your score. Empty backfield. 4 receivers right side for Brandon Garza. Looks right, receiver screen. Caught by Goska. Got a block. Down the sidelines. Knocked out of bounds at the 45. And a hit delivered there. Borderline personal foul. Nothing doing, says the official.
No, I think Goska's going to take this quickly. And great block here by number 11. That's Rosales there on the outside. Kind of just gets him a couple extra yards. And this is the kind of play that they were going to earlier, Joe. Those quite a little 5-yard little dink plays and getting upfield. It worked for them then, and it's working for them now.
9-yard gain. Second, I'll make it a 10-yard gain. Enough for a first down. Chains move. 4:07 to go in the ball game. Cardinals stay with that 4-receiver set on the left-hand side. They like to run a lot of receiver screens out of that. Just who do they throw it to? Garza going to run. Left side. Sidesteps a man. Tripped up. Penalty flag comes in. This may come back.
Yeah, I think this is going to come back. The referee, which is the white cap, threw this one from behind the play here. And more than likely it's going to come up against Harlingen. Yes, it will be.
Hold against the Cardinals. Jonathan down on the sidelines. If you couldn't hear things going on earlier, now tell me what happens each time a big play occurs on that field in the fourth quarter.
Well, I have tried listening to some of the conversations the coaches have had, but it is impossible right now because every little thing that happens, both sides are erupting tonight.
That marches Harlingen back 10 yards, back on their side of the midfield stripe. I asked you earlier if it was Sherryland 4-down territory. Is this drive Harlingen Cardinals 4-down opportunity all the way?
It does have to. They're go down to 1 timeout, Joe. So they're going to have to go for it here.
3:44 to go. 1st and 20 for the Cardinals. Garza to throw. Has time. Looks deep ball left side. That's going to be nearly intercepted by Landez.
Well, how about that for a little bit of a switch up, if you will, because Landez has been the one that is delivering hits this afternoon to separate players from the football. This time he goes up for the interception. He clearly has a great move on this one, but look at that. Receiver coming in from the outside. That's number 13.
A penalty just thrown against the Harlingen coaching staff, it looks like, on the sideline. No, it's against the Cardinals.
Coach Lam saying decline, decline, decline.
Official says it was a false start.
Declined.
So now second down because of the incompleted pass. Harlingen went for the long ball there. Go back to that. Do you want to continue to go for the deep routes, or do you just take your 4 and 5 yards and set up third in a little more manageable spot, and if so, fourth down and even more of a manageable situation?
You just got to watch out for Landez back there. I mean, 7 Landez, he's all over the place.
Second down play for the Cardinals. Garza to throw again over the middle. Short gain. Rosales caught it at the 49 of Sherryland.
And he's going to be tackled quickly there by the defender. It looks like it was number 26, Gerardo Davila, coming in to make the stop. So it's going to make up a third down and probably about 15, 16 yards to go here for the Cardinals.
Harlingen has got to get this inside the 33-yard line of Sherryland for a first down. You can see they're at the letter H in the middle of the field. So a long way to go on third down for Harlingen. No blitz. A lot of time. Garza goes for it all again. This is up for grabs. C.J. Gallegos there. So is Landez. Tips it away.
That was just a jump ball there. I mean, he just trusted Gallegos to get up there and get that football.
And Landez is cramping up.
Yep.
He'll get back up. You'd have to sedate him, and he still might try to stay on the football field at this point in time. And for Garza, he was standing beyond the 50, threw that one into the end zone. That's 50 yards in the air, folks.
Big arm there for Gaddis. I'll tell you what, that was just a jump ball there, and just really up for grabs. So fourth down here. Talk about fourth down territory. It's fourth down territory.
And the Rattlers send guys back. Now, Landez got off the field. He's not on the football field right now. 4th and 16. Garza, penalty flag on the play. And if that's against the Cardinals and allows Landez to get back in the ball game, they just missed a chance.
Well, they missed a huge chance here. But you know what? Guess who they put in place of Landez? That's Brandon Gaddis, number 20. Right?
It is. And now the Cardinals will send the punt team in.
Wow.
2:51 left in the ball game. Down 3. Ooh. Manny Gomez says all season long, I've preached how good this defense is.
That's right.
He's going to try to pin Sherryland deep and send his defense out onto the field to get the ball back. Bazan out of punt formation. It's 4th and 21. Good snap. Good kick. Spiraling kick. Nobody back there to return it. Takes a roll inside the end zone. And so the Cardinals couldn't down it. 2:43 left. 1 timeout remaining for Harlingen. Sherryland leading by 3 will get the ball.
Well, we talked about that key Harlingen defensive turnover. You know, we usually see them. They usually, I think, at least get 1 a game. Haven't seen that yet this game. So if there's ever a time, Joe, for the Harlingen Cardinal defense to come and to create a turnover, this would be it. And if there's ever a time for Sherryland to continue doing what they've been doing, this would be it, because they've been able to wear down that clock and hold on to that football.
How about quarterback Brandon Garza? And I'm talking the Rattler Brandon Garza quarterback. Thrown in here in the second half. And currently has his team 2 minutes and 43 seconds away from advancing to the 3rd round of the game against Madison, which all indications by the coaching staff says that will be a Friday night game. Garza hands it off. Right side, not much there. Michael Gonzalez on the carry. Cardinals can burn their final timeout, and they do. We'll take a quick timeout. This is Digital Subchannel 4.2, ValleyCentral.com, and Harlingen CISD. Back here, ValleyCentral.com and high school football. Harlingen Cardinals took their final timeout. Sherryland Rattlers now on a 2nd and 7. And they'll run the ball to the right side, take it upfield, and gain a couple more. And 3rd down and 6 is coming up. And why are the officials stopping the play? .2:24 to go. And who called timeout? Harlingen. They don't have any timeouts.
They don't have a timeout. The only thing I can think of, Joe.
Back here at Bogus Stadium, we're trying to sort this out. Harlingen called a timeout after the Rattlers ran a play, and Aaron Signs, we didn't think they had any left.
No, I think the only thing I can think of, remember that timeout that Manny Gomez called earlier? They actually moved the spot of the ball, so they could have been an official timeout credited back to Harlingen, which would have given Harlingen 2 timeouts. That's the only thing I can think of. This is their 3rd and final timeout, so that's what happened.
That was their 3rd timeout. So now it's 3rd down. Makes a little more sense on why they punt the football.
Yes, it does.
3rd down, and score clock a little hopeful on the Harlingen home side. Already has it as 4th down. It's not. It's 3rd and 4. A long 4 to go for the Sherryland Rattlers. Cardinals, we know now, cannot stop this clock anymore. Season coming down to a line on each play that the football is snapped on from here on. Brandon Garza for the Sherryland Rattlers has been effective running the football. His team 4.5 yards away from getting a big 1st down. On 3rd, from the gun, Garza wants to throw over the middle, and he missed his man, incomplete.
That is huge right there, because the fact that they threw the ball on that 3rd down, Joe, it stops the clock. You know, if you'd have run the ball and not made it, it still runs that clock for another 20 seconds. That stops the clock. You're going to give Harlingen the ball back with 2 minutes left.
They went back looking for Sean Landes. He was open.
Yes, he
was. It was just thrown behind him.
It may have been batted down. I couldn't tell, but I think it may have been tipped.
Punting time for the Rattlers. Cardinals nearly blocked the last punt, by the way. Keep that in mind. Jonathan Medina on the sideline. Do you dare go for the block here?
Well, I think after how close they were the last time, it may indeed happen right now. This defense is very confident.
9 men up front. They got 1 return man back and 1 man in a safety position on this 4th down play. Rattlers, good snap. They get the kick away. Takes a roll inside the 40. They let it blow dead. Was there a penalty on this?
Offside on the Cardinals, I believe.
And that will be a 1st down if it was. The flag was thrown on the far side of the field. Well, both sides of the field. Do we have offsides both teams maybe?
I think what happened was the guy on the end for the Cardinals was actually on all 4s when the ball was snapped, and his head may have been across that line of scrimmage.
If it's against the Cardinals,
1st down.
It will be a 1st down for the Rattlers. And right now, both teams fully believe it's against the Cardinals just by the mannerisms on the field. Offsides, Harlingen. 5-yard penalty. Sherryland going to get the ball back, and they'll get a 1st down.
That's huge right there, Joe, because, now Harlingen has 0 timeouts left. So Sherryland's going to come back onto the field. I say just run the ball, run the clock out. There's no reason to try anything different than that. Brandon Garza's already proved that he can run the ball well, effectively. Don't give it up.
They'll run it left. They'll run it right. As long as they don't fumble the football, Sherryland very well could beat the Harlingen Cardinals for a 2nd year in a row in the playoffs. Running play right side. Goes for a 1 or 2. Now there's 2:04 remaining on the game clock. We'll tell you when the play clock starts. How much time elapses here? The spot is critical. Still haven't started it. 15 seconds later it starts. That's 40 seconds a spot. Don't have that much time left if you're a Harlingen Cardinal. Sherryland can milk this thing down to nothing. Brandon Garza at the quarterback spot. What happened to Lance Madden? We'll find out. But Garza's done a nice job here as a reserve. He runs with the ball. He's downed at the 25-yard line. Got a final. Port Isabel wins their game 40-7. Tarpon's moving on. Now there's a minute 13. They still haven't started the play clock yet. Everyone's on either side of the field. Football down, and they start it with a minute 5 left. At best, the Cardinals might get 10 seconds.
Right.
That's at best. Rattlers with 12. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. There's 50 seconds on the game clock. They'll probably take a penalty here. Now they take a snap at 1. Running play right side with 40. If they take 15 seconds again here, they won't have to snap it. Football is set down now at 31 seconds. Play clock hasn't started yet. Now they started 5 seconds later. 26. They'll run it. They can run it down to 3 seconds before they have to either take a penalty or a timeout. They won't be able to run it out. Rattlers are celebrating, but there's, in essence, one more snap coming up in this football game. They'll call a timeout with 2.7. Aaron Signs, if there's some coaches that will take a snap, never even punt the ball, they'll take a safety out of this.
Oh, sure. I mean, safety would still get you. However, I think they would have to kick it off, wouldn't they? If they run a safety with no time left.
True.
But
you can
run
run
it
2
around
seconds
for a while.
off.
Exactly. I mean,
then,
that's not hard to do, and then just take a dive. That's probably more than likely what they're going to do. Snap it deep maybe, and then I think the only thing the Cardinals could hope for if they do snap it deep is a bad snap. Other than that, Sherland pretty much is going to have this in hand here, barring this last play here. Just a total advance. I mean, that fumble, I think, Joe, we go back to that fumble at the goal line. That was huge. I mean, that really just turned the whole game around. And then the last offensive drive of the Cardinals was just riddled with penalties as well. And so, you have to look at that. I mean, but again, we expected this. We expected a knockdown, drag-out type of game.
Came down to Sherland's defense, allowing just 3 points in the second half. And a backup quarterback that did enough to get his team through. Rattlers set up in more or less a victory formation. They're going to snap it back to the punter, but there's no way he'll kick this ball. They'll run it out. Garza trips up, and that's it. Sherland wins this one 23-20. Clock at zeros. Rattlers moving on to round 3 of the playoffs, and they celebrate here on Bogus Stadium after a 23-20 win.
What a game here at Bogus Stadium this Saturday. Should have been a Friday game. Ended up being a Saturday game, Joe, and I tell you, it was worth the wait. It was worth the wait for this ball game. 2 excellent squads coming out here, 2 of the finest teams from the Valley, and they did what they're supposed to do. They played their best. They let it out on the field, and somebody had to go home today. One advances. So, I think you're either side. You wish the team that advances the best as they go take on San Antonio Madison next week.
No easy chore coming down the line for the Rattlers of Sherland as they next take on San Antonio Madison. And if the early scout is correct, then the coaching staff has said that both schools, both Madison and Sherland, like a Friday night matchup. But we'll wait for the coin flip on that one. Hopefully I'll have something for you at 6 or at 10 tonight on Action 4. 23-20 the final score. We'll take a break and we'll come back and recap this one. High school football on digital subchannel 4.2, valleycentral.com, and CISD.